It was towards the end of my predefined presidency term in KAGİDER, the Women Entrepreneurs Association of Turkey. I was thinking all these efforts must be transferred to the future. We had a long list of policy recommendations. We had studied very well, we did quite well, but this work should not be lost. I thought, from my teaching experience and trainings in ABB, a long-standing engineering company that I worked for, when you introduce a new concept, more than 70% of the audience should understand what you're saying. Otherwise, you are not a successful teacher. The success of your class is your success as a teacher. One NGO being successful is not an end result. So we must have a bigger class to understand for you to be successful. We have to see more people around the idea. Success alone is not sustainable. The end result may be successful, but we have to do it all together. Otherwise, if one falls back from success, nobody cares. Probably they didn't deserve it, becomes the norm. Since childhood, I have been a good reader. My mother, being a university professor, was telling me, enough with reading. It's vacation time, so she used to hide my books. I used to hide my books, but I got them and I hide it under my bed. We had a book fight. She usually found them and left it on my desk without saying anything. I loved reading. Even though my term was ending, I read G20 material, which were frankly difficult to follow. Thanks to my professors in my universities, I have been always encouraged to take economics classes. I could successfully follow G20 agenda with the help of this teaching. In 2014, 1 year before the end of my presidency, McKinsey issued a paper proposing to have another US and China to be added to the G20 turnover for all the G20 countries, which was already 85% of the world economy. This was a great opportunity, and G20 countries said yes to all this. Later that year, G20 put a 25% by 25% rule with signature of all, with consensus, in their communique, in the declaration they had. All the countries in G20 are different. I like the roadmap, I like the target, but not much people followed it or understood the target. With this 25 by 25 rule, each country, which is so different countries in G20, was supposed to increase their status on the gap of women by 25%. But we need to work supporting this idea. And I shared my thoughts with my board. And they said, your term will soon end. We should leave the money to the next president. I told them this is a lobbying effort, not a money pouring exercise. They said lobbying is okay. I got the permission I needed. I don't have huge hopes because if nothing happens, we would lose the money. We went to the think tanks in the US and in UK, and they said, we know what you're hoping for and we support that, but we have to put everybody on the same understanding, on the same stage. It needs to settle with more people for it to be successful. So leave it to the time. Of course, I didn't. I went to 3 ministers, woman minister, Minister of Finance, Assistant Prime Minister. As Prime Minister himself has had an operation and was not accessible. The G20 calendar was running and time was running. All of them said, we cannot take the lead on this issue. Later, the Assistant Prime Minister said, you're right, we have to do something, follow up the G20 idea, and your idea is not a bad idea. So we were left by a hope, and the decisions needed to be taken by consensus in G20. So everybody has to agree with my idea. Finally, the blessing from all the countries came and we established the W20, the Women 20 for G20. This year, this is the 10th year since its establishment, and many of the countries have successfully completed 25 by 25. I'm so proud to tell you, many of the presidencies or the presidents has contacted me and with the idea, and they have taken the bar up very much. I thank to all the ambassadors, ministers, delegates, chairpersons for this effort.